Let's do the clap then.
3, 2, 1, and clap.
Coming up on the podcast,
We get a deep insight to how our boys see our lives.
we both open up about how we face the hard times in our careers. And for those on Patreon, Scott massively overshared about his journey to work today.
Ooh, it was a messy one.
It's grim. Enjoy the A to Z of Men. Hello and welcome to the A to Z of Men. I'm Chris.
I'm Scott.
And we are the
The
A to Z of Men. That worked.
good.
That was actually really good.
Really good.
I'm Richie, I'm Sean, not Jay. It just sounds like one of those.
Yeah, no, it does. And because we never know whether we're going to say, and we're five. And it's 5.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes
so
you vary it.
But we were like...
We weren't 5, we were in sync.
We were in sync. We are the A to Z of Men, and we take a delve into the brains of a man. So basically, we get a man's brain there, and we just take the lid off, and we just have a little look.
We go,
see how it works.
Don't know how to fix it, and we put it back down.
On. Yeah, and then we get a man in that does know how to fix it. That's basically how the A to Z of Men works.
Waitress.
Well, I think we've covered quite a lot of subjects in our past, and we're not experts on anything really. But we've now got an idea of how we look at different challenges and situations because we've talked on it.
Yeah.
And we get correspondence of the week. And
on a Thursday.
On a Thursday, which means that we know that you're getting what we're saying.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool as well.
We like it a lot.
Episode C already, which is crazy. And the boys were talking about it in the house yesterday. They were like, well, what letter are you on? I was like, C. And they were going, oh. And then I was like, I don't want to know.
No.
I don't want to know. So they went off and then they came back and then said, yeah, we can't remember. It's one of 2 words.
But so Kerry made a really good point the other day. You know when... So I come back and I said to Kerry, I think the boys have missed the trick. I said, they could have done... like B for Brennan and K for Cav and blah, blah. And she said, or they could have done B for boys and you could have done a whole episode talking about all of them.
That would have worked.
And I went, oh yeah, that would have made much more sense.
That would have worked. C might be for Chris. And it might be the episode where I shine. For just one out of the 26.
No, it.
And then S for Scott, obviously.
Joe get his own episode?
Joe could have his own episode as well.
Yeah.
What would we talk about?
Boring shit.
Probably nerdy stuff.
Nerdy stuff. Okay, well, that's coming up on the A to Z of Men in moments. If you want to get in touch with the show, Scott has all the details.
Do you know what? You can get in touch. chrisandscottuk@gmail.com or anything else is at A to Z of Men Pod. That's on all the socials.
The socials. What do you reckon for C? So I've gone with maybe Chris. Christmas.
Why would it be Christmas?
I don't know.
Why would it be
I don't know.
You've gone from Chris to Christmas.
But Dad's at Christmas is an important part of the mix. We're the excited ones.
No, right, so are you... just do a tiny bit,
Okay.
like, here now, right?
Yeah.
At Christmas
Yeah.
or birthdays,
Yes.
are you the guy with the bag?
Yeah, but to put the rubbish in.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Is that every dad?
Yeah, it's a tradition. Yeah,
Because,
I think it's everywhere.
But Kerry goes, no, leave the rubbish for a little while. And I'm like, absolutely not. So I'm there with whatever colour bag it's meant to be for the paper. It's blue in my
Blue in ours as well, yeah.
And as they open the present,
Screw it up.
bang.
I'll lob it over to you.
Straight in the...
Yeah, you hold the bag up like a basketball thing. It's
but like-
part of the Christmas.
But I get told to chill out a little bit.
No, it's part of Christmas. Don't let them say that. Don't let them beat you down, Scott.
No,
That's
I won't.
part of Christmas.
Thank you, Chris.
Especially also when it comes in quite high and you head it and you nod it in. That's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock, you've already had 3 beers.
Yeah, you know me, yeah. 3 or 4 probably by 10. I'm probably already on the spirits by then.
No, you're...
Regulars will know I've probably had a cup of tea by then.
Yeah.
I'm buzzing.
No, see, I don't care. Christmas is like holiday, isn't it?
Yeah, I do drink at Christmas. I drink during the day and everything.
Well
Christmas
done.
is the exception to the rule. Right.
So it's not going to be Christmas. It's not going to be Chris. It could be can't.
Yeah, it could be can't. Could be crabs. Could be an awkward way of them telling us that they've,
Got crabs.
No, been to the seafront and bought crabs. What are you thinking of?
I don't.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be anything. We'll find out very soon. On the A to Z of
Children.
Men.
It's gonna be children.
Could be children. We'll find out literally in seconds. Welcome to the A to Z of Men. It's the letter C, and Joe is just about to come in here with a word we think, well, I thought it might be commitment, but if you're a patron, you'll know that we've just had that word on a special Patreon thing we do, which, if you're not a patron, you can join at any time. We know you should tell him because we get more people in. Tell him, yeah. So we do a little Patreon word
really
for
good,
C, and it was commitment. Yeah. And it was us two talking about commitment and some instructions of where you can find the £20 million we've buried.
And I might have been talking about being caught short.
Yes.
Yeah, it might have been.
£20 million thing is a lie, by the way, just in case there's any
liable
repercussions from that. There is not £20 million anywhere, but there is talk of commitment and talk of being caught short. It's quite a horrific story, actually. So you can join the Patreon anytime if you go to patreon.com, search for, is it 8ZMN Pod on there?
Yep, same as
because everything else,
pod.
unless you're, emailing us, which would be chrisandscottuk@gmail.com.
Yeah. Why isn't it 8ZMNpod@gmail.com?
Because it was before we got all clever and that.
Before Google allowed you to change your Gmail address.
Are you allowed to change it now?
You are now, yeah.
Oh, so it might be worth changing that.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Or set up an alias. I'll get IT to have a look at that.
Joe?
Okay, let's see. Let's go. What we got? My boys have been teasing me about this letter. They've said it's a really good letter. And then they went, I'm like, oh, tell me. And they're like, nope.
Well, we're going to find out.
Okay. 3,
2, 1.
Courage. I like courage.
Courage. Yeah, I like that. I don't know what I'm going to say about it.
Well, we've got a list of things and where they want it to go. Look at it on letterheaded paper.
I know what's going on.
Courage. Courage is something that you both have a strong connection with. It was one of the easiest words we came up with. Instantly, both sides linked courage to your professions. When men think of courage, we think of running into burning buildings, storming beaches, Spider-Man, but that's not the courage most men show in life, and it's that we don't talk about enough. The acts of courage that come immediately to mind, of course, your time on the radio, Chris, putting the mic up to millions of people without a second's thought, courage to face your past head on and talk about your childhood, to face your health anxiety. Scott, day to day, you still show courage by sharing so much of your life with the world. The thing people will immediately mention is being on stage in front of tens of thousands at a time. How about the courage to face the worst and do the documentary? To open up about your most vulnerable moments, even here on the podcast. That's true courage. Finally, you've both shown lots of courage, putting us in charge of the words. We do wonder what went through your heads as we sit here. Wow. They surprise me more and more every day.
That made me quite emotional, actually, because to think that actually made me quite emotional, because to think that our boys actually see what we do as courageous is unbelievable, because I just thought they thought I was a bit of a knob.
Yeah, I think that happens quite a lot for me. I always think sometimes if I talk about the time where I was on in front of millions of people, it sounds like I'm harping on about the time when I was, and they're like, this is before I was born. We got no benefit out of that at all.
Yeah, no. And then for me, obviously, where I was in the band, like Brennan was born 2 weeks before 2 months before we broke up. So really and truly, only from big reunion, and then obviously the reunion that we've done now, as getting back together as all 5 of us, and bits and bobs that they've seen on YouTube and stuff, but never in the flesh until now. I never really spoke about it because I didn't kind of want to. And then I'd get asked questions and I would answer them, but almost reluctantly, because it's that thing, like you just said, you don't want it to look like you're giving it the big un and bragging about what you've achieved. But and actually, you always pull me up on it, and I always do the same to you. When you play down what you've done in your career, or I play it down, you go to me, no, Scott, whoa, stop. Look what you've achieved. Look at, what you've done in your life. And then I suppose, and what they just said about having the courage to do that documentary that I done, that did take a lot. It took a lot for me to open up and go, yeah, I'm going to do it. But then in anything, I think you've got to have courage to not worry about stuff. That takes courage to get up in the mornings and not, let some shit get you down. Everyone's got those things, haven't they, that are going on in their life that you've got to have courage to not forget them and suppress it, but have courage to move forward. And, like some people have like some really bad shit going on in their lives day to day. And you've got to show courage to get out of bed, dust yourself off and carry on with your day.
I think that's how I look at it as well. And I'd imagine to somebody that doesn't do radio, putting the mic up in front of millions of people and waking up London is quite a nerve-wracking experience. But then you also think about, like you've just said, there's people that are going into hospital for chemotherapy and wondering whether it's going to work or not. There are people showing a lot more courage. They mentioned people running into burning buildings. I can't help noticing when I'm watching, like the TV show I'm watching, Rookie. It's obviously a TV show. It's an adaptation of a police force. But you watch the screaming people running away from the park because of the gunman, and then you see 3 people in blue running towards the danger. Mm. And yes, it's a TV show, but that is literally what the police do. Yeah. That's courage. But I suppose getting up on stage in front of tens of thousands of people to sing, I would find that quite nerve-wracking. You do it, but...
Yeah, but it's weird though, isn't it? It's like boxing. You've got to be really, really... You've got to have loads of courage to be a boxer. But if you're really good at it and you've trained for it, like someone like Tyson Fury, it's the norm, isn't it?
I think it's the 10,000 hours thing, isn't it? I've done radio so much. There is literally no position now on the radio that I would be nervous about. If you put me in front of a microphone with my music and a few bits of things to talk about, I'm not going to go to Radio 1. I'm too old. Radio 2, breakfast is up apparently. Radio 2, I'd anywhere I wouldn't be nervous. I'd be excited.
Well, no, but like you said. With, make sure I've got this. I don't think you would need any. I think if someone shoved you in a room and went with no information whatsoever and went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you would go like that and go,
wankers! Oh, sorry.
No, but I know that you're that much of a seasoned pro that you would like, same with me. I'm not just saying it. If, with no rehearsal, no anything, no nothing, if you span me round, put a blindfold on me, then put me on a stage, took the blindfold off, gave me a microphone and music started, I'd sing.
You know what to do.
I'd sing.
Yeah.
Even if it was an unfamiliar song, I would muddle my way through. Or I'd sing a cappella. I would sing.
But we did show courage the first time. Because I remember the first time I ever did the radio and I was really nervous and it was something I had to overcome to get to where I am now, obviously, because if I never did that first show, I wouldn't be where I am now. So there would have been a time, whether it was when you went to your audition, whether it is your first gig as 5 on stage.
I'll tell you exactly. And
there must have been one moment where you were courageous and went, I've got to do this.
I tell you what, I don't know whether I've mentioned this on the podcast before. I know I've mentioned it either on the radio, it could have been the podcast, but it would have been many, many, many seasons ago. So I was actually, believe it or not, quite shy growing up as a kid. People go to me, no, you wasn't. I was, right? I always used sort of comedy as a way to escape like life. Like, because I wasn't good at like stuff, right? My sister Nicola used to be the one that looked like she was going to go on and be the actress or the singer. She loved performing, right? Even my other sister Hayley, they used to go majorettes, and I used to go to all of these majorettes competitions, and I used to watch them like on the stage, doing the pattern and doing the twirling and all that. And I used to think, wow, that's incredible. I could never do that. I haven't got the courage for that, right? And I remember going to this audition. It was for Monty Moonbeam's Magnificent Mission, right? It was at the Towngate Theatre in Basildon where I grew up, right? And my sister took me to the audition because she knew that I was interested in singing, but I didn't have the courage to do it in front of anyone. And I used to sing in my bedroom, and I knew that I could sing. I knew I had.
Did they know?
I think Nicola must have known, must have heard me because she took me to the audition. And I remember feeling so nervous. And bear in mind now, I don't feel nervous. I feel excited. And someone did say, I heard this just yesterday. Someone said the same oxytocin or whatever it is that you get from nervousness is exactly the same as excite. So I'd rather say I'm excited than nervous. It's just, it feels better. I am excited. When I go on stage, I'm excited. But I've learned for it to be excitement rather than nerves, right? You still get that, you get butterflies in your belly. That is nerves, but it's
a very
fine
similar,
line.
It's a very similar adrenaline, isn't it?
And I went to this audition, and there was a guy on the piano, and all you had to sing was Happy Birthday, right? And he would go like, so you'd sing Happy Birthday, and the next person, so that person would walk off, and the next person would filter to the left, and they would sing Happy Birthday, but he would lead you in. So he'd go dun 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 dun, and you'd start singing, right? And I was petrified, and I mean literally shaking. Petrified.
Do you know the words?
No, no. So knew the words. Knew it's a really easy song to sing, isn't it? Blah blah. And I was so nervous, and he went dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, and I went ha, and completely froze. So he stopped, and he went dun 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 dun. Ha. I done it again, and then on the third round, I just burst into tears in front of everyone. I was 10 or 11, I can't remember, around that age, and I cried in front of all of the people that were auditioning, and I felt that small. I felt ridiculous. I thought, oh, well, that's it. What a loser. That's, the emotions I was going through. Yeah, I was beating myself up. And the guy, what was his name? Can't remember, but I wish I could. I normally remember his name, but I can't remember it now. And he literally gave me a shot. He went to me, Scott, you can do this. He went, just pretend no one else is here. You're in your bedroom. My sister must have said to him, like, oh, he's good, blah, 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 give him a chance. And literally, he went one more round after his little pep talk, one more round, and I sang. I think I shut my eyes, and I do that a lot now. I don't know if you
I've seen you shut your eyes when you sing.
I shut my eyes when I sing. Yeah. And I'm not doing that thing now where I know people are there, but I think it tunes me in. And I've often said to you, like you like singing, I've often said to you, shut your eyes, you can do it, right? And it tunes me in. And I nailed it, and I got the part. And I actually then had a solo in this, like it was an ensemble part that I had. But they gave me a solo because they believed in my voice, and so I had an ensemble part. But in this one moment, I had a lead, only in one scene. But I remember giving that confidence, having the courage to sing. And it was in front of, how many does the town gate hold? A couple of hundred?
Yeah.
I don't know.
300, yeah.
And I loved it. And from that moment, I got the bug, and I was like, I'm going to be a performer.
So do you think that was where all the courage came into your whole career? Was that moment?
Yeah, because he gave me a third or a fourth chance. He didn't just go.
So if he doesn't give you a third chance, are you not in 5?
Probably not. I don't know. It completely.
Quite likely.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have been in 5.
It literally gave me the courage to do the performance, and then got the part, and that was it. And and you know what? It's so funny, right? And it's funny how you remember things. I don't remember anything about this play. I don't remember anything about this musical whatsoever, apart from one song, and it went. And I remember it went, busy, 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 like a busy, busy, busy bumblebee. And because I'm so busy, I didn't know what's the end of what he's. And I remember, and me and my sister reminisce about it. And I remember, enjoying spending time with my sister, enjoying the buzz, the adrenaline you get from being on stage. And that never left me. That feeling never left me. And you're always searching for that adrenaline again.
Yeah, of course.
Like you on the radio, the adrenaline that you get from being the DJ that you always wanted to be, that kid in the bedroom, you know, like pretending to be on the radio, to then achieving it, to then going one step further and actually getting Capital, and then doing Party in the Park and all those things. You always strive for that moment again, and it's that.
It's a hunger.
It's the hunger, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I think the courage was there when I started at Capital, because that was nervous. The first thing I did there was I was nervous because your brain's telling you fuck this up now. There's your whole dream gone, and your brain's constantly talking to you.
I bet somewhere in your psyche, you would have either thought to yourself, you're just in your bedroom,
there is the element of that, and I had a really good producer, and he was really good at putting my mind at ease and saying, this is no different to Essex FM. It's just a microphone and some music, you know. And in my head, I was like, it's sort of millions of people. Yeah. It's bigger than Essex FM.
Yeah, and it's all you ever dreamed of.
But you do things in stages, don't you? Because I started my first ever show on the radio it was an overnight show in Herts, Beds and Bucks, so in sort of that sort of Hertfordshire area, on a station called Chiltern. And that was my first ever time I was on the radio, but it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So there is a part of your brain that thinks, well, it's the middle of the night. No one's going to be listening. And then you get used to doing that. Then they put you on a weekend breakfast show, and you're like, oh, well, I suppose it's the same as what I was doing overnight, just at breakfast. So by the time you get to Capital, you're like, well, I suppose it is the same as what I was doing on Essex FM, and I was really good at that. So I just carry on doing that. And like you say, you keep pushing for more, but the job you do is exactly the same. What you do at the O2 is the same as what you did at the Towngate when you were 11. You're standing on stage, there's people watching, and you've got a microphone. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I always say to radio presenters, actually, I said it in an interview recently, there's not any difference from me doing hospital radio than doing Capital Radio. It's a microphone and some music, and then the rest of it is down to me.
Well, you taught me something brilliant when I started doing radio. Not so much when we first met, because, you know, we weren't, you know, I didn't do it for long with you. Like, it was, how long was I there? It weren't long, was it? When you actually...
First time round. No, because I went...
Is it like 3 months? Or
when did Five split up? 2000
so September the 27th,
2001. And then you then joined about a month later, so you probably joined in like October 2001.
Maybe, yeah.
And I started Capital in May 2002.
So it might have been...
It can't have been that long.
Yeah, it might have been 5 months, maybe, something like that.
Yeah. And then recently, obviously, four and a half years.
4.5 years. But you taught me you're only talking to one person, even though there's thousands or millions of people, whatever it is, listening.
No. It's because the show we did was so shit. We were literally just talking to one person.
Oh, I thought it was profound.
No. There was literally one person that was listening.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe Kinch. He wasn't alive when we were there.
I thought you were saying something profound. You was, actually.
No. You were only talking to one person, yeah.
Yeah, and because you make that one person feel special.
Yeah, because if you're in your car listening to the radio and you're like, oh, this is nice, and you're on your own in the car, because the thing with radio, and it is a privilege to do it, because you're being invited into somebody's finished their day's work, and they've invited you in the car to help them get home, give us a bit of travel news and some weather, and play some tunes for me and just keep me entertained. You're like, all right, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, you are company.
But if you then suddenly go, hey, to all of you out there in Radio Land, it instantly takes that whole perception away from that one person in the car, saying, oh, fucking hell, he's seeing loads of people. So the idea is you just go, hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing okay. Thanks for having us on. So you're only talking to one person.
It's slightly different when you're in an arena and they can all see each other, because you can't just be seeing, even though the odd person in the crowd, even though you're not actually performing to them, they will think that you are.
Of course, yeah.
Like the amount of times you hear people go, oh my God, he was definitely singing to me. And I wasn't, you know. I was just performing out. It's very different, isn't it? Because for you, that they can actually go into this world where they think that you are just speaking to them.
But I think with radio, the weird thing about radio is because you have that relationship with basically a one-to-one relationship with your audience. Then when you go and do a PA and you're playing in a club, people will come and talk to you as though they know you. And I'm sure that happens to you as well. But they will have conversations. I think I've said it on the pod before. playing a gig in Crystal Palace like 3 years after Sam was born. This bloke come up and said, how's your son? He had jaundice, didn't he, when he was born? And I'm in the middle of a nightclub in Crystal Palace. I've never been there before.
Yeah.
And there's this guy talking to me about my baby boy.
And that's incredible.
And the problems that he had in hospital.
Yeah.
And I was really freaked out. And then he went, you mentioned it on the radio. And I went, the radio. Yes.
That's it, that'll be it.
That fucking big box that people listen to. Yes,
Yeah.
I get it. But he didn't think there was anything wrong because he thought we'd already had that conversation.
Yeah.
Well, we had. I just didn't know who he was.
But isn't that crazy that you can reach someone like that?
Yeah.
That they know, like you could have, like his kid could have been going through the same thing, and you mentioned
his kid had, and that's why his ears pricked up, because he'd been in that situation. He'd either been in that situation or he was in that situation, but that's why his ears pricked up. So he instantly thought I was talking to him. But the radio is such a beautiful medium for that, and the podcast is the same.
Yeah,
we do the podcast as though we're talking to one person. We might actually be only talking to one person.
We might be,
according to iTunes.
But I think we show quite a lot of courage on here, being as open. That's the courage they're talking about. The courage day to day, because they've put 5 and they've put the radio, and that is fine. But I there's less courage in that for me, because I'm so used to doing that. The courage about, what did they say? Courage to face your past head on and talk about your childhood, to face your health anxiety. I think that, and it's amazing that my kids have, well, no, it's not amazing because they are amazing people, but they've obviously noticed that I've done that. I've looked back at, my dad's not my real dad, and I grew up in a cult, and all of those things that I never used to talk about. I used to lock them away. Yeah.
I did lock them away completely. The cult thing, I don't think you knew until it wouldn't have been straight away.
You didn't tell me for years and years and years.
It's not a conversation I ever talked about with anything. Karen didn't really know. And then I had to open it up. I had some strong counselling, and then I was, you're going to have to talk about
because
this.
You Karen kept on trying to book holidays, and you kept on going, well, let's go to my planet. I've got a planet.
I've got a planet, yeah.
I've got my own planet.
And I think that is courage. And I felt I was being courageous when I faced that health anxiety, and I was being courageous when I openly talked about growing up in a cult. And I remember the first time I talked about it when it was an interview about radio, which you can still hear. I can't remember what the interview's called. Crunch and Roll?
Crunch and Roll.
If you search Crunch and Roll, there's an interview of me on there about my radio career. I start talking about the cult, and it's the first time I'd ever publicly talked about it. And that was courageous. That was courageous. I'll take that. That was.
But like, what I like is our boys, all of our kids, really good at quite banter. They love a bit of banter, and they're always ribbing me about, like, oh, you're just...
Sam was just giving us banter before we started recording.
But like Brennan and Kevin, like, they'll go to me, like Kevin will walk in later and he'll go, busy day. Have you done a bit of slobbing today? Blah, blah. I go, I've done the podcast today. I go, oh, must have been hard work. But then you read that and he knows that what I've done,
of course,
is, it is of worth.
Yeah.
And do you know something that I don't know if I've mentioned? Normally, the people that seem the most together are the people that are having to be the most, like, have the most courage. Like someone like Robbie Williams, who, lucky enough now to say he's my mate, right? And I went to his gig recently, and I might have sort of mentioned this very, very briefly. He done his first album, Life Through a Lens, all the way through, like in order, how the album plays. And everyone loved it, right? And then he done his latest album, which I think is his 16th studio album, went to number 1. No one knew any of the songs. Some people, the real hardcore fans did. But it's hard to sing songs on stage that no one knows. They want to hear Angels. They want to hear all of his big hits, right? Let Me Entertain You, all the ones you know, right? He was so nervous. After the gig, he was like, Scott, how was it? And I was like, are you fucking joking? I said, you're Robbie Williams. I said, it was fucking incredible. You're incredible.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, that took so much fucking courage to get up there and do that. And I'm thinking, like, who would think that?
You.
No, I would. But
you were worried. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. You were worried that you wouldn't sell out the O2 on one gig.
No, 100%. I remember phoning Kerry. I remember speaking to you. I remember going, well, what if no one gives a shit? And you were like, I think they will. Kerry was like,
I reckon you'll sell it out, actually. I mean, I didn't think you'd sell it out that many times. So that's just fucking mental.
It's a bit rude.
But you always would doubt yourself. I would say to you, if I was going to go and work on, I don't know, Radio 2 again, and I'd say to you,
could do it, to be fair. No,
that wouldn't be what I'd be looking for.
No, I just don't think you got it in the old locker, really. I think you should just stick to what you know, what you're good at.
But you generally doubt yourself, don't you? It's other people that
I've
give
said to
you
those times, of course you can still do that. You're fucking born to do it.
But it's a weird thing that it's your learnt behaviour, isn't it? It's what I'm learning about now with my hypnotherapy stuff. It is to do with the way your brain processes stuff, because your memories that you've got feed the narrative. So you'd think, well, God, I haven't done like a big station like Capital for 10, 15 years. Your brain's literally programming itself to go, don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Because it's a change. Your brain doesn't like change. Yeah, it's a really good word, courage.
It's a great word.
Both shown a lot of courage putting us in charge of the words we have. And yes, Scott, day-to-day courage that you show. So much of your life you're sharing with the world, which is true. And when you talked about that documentary, opening up about vulnerable moments, that does take courage. And they've recognised that from, where I've dealt with health anxiety and had to go back and face things from the past. And yeah, that's really cool.
But what I love as well is maybe with the way we've faced, not our fears, the way we've faced our lives and gone, I want to do that, and had the courage to get on the stage and had the courage to put the microphone up. I like to think, and it sounds like we might have, gave them courage to go and do, like you look at like Harry and Sam, you want to start their own business and they're going out and they're doing it, right? And then you've got Cavan, gets up every morning, goes and sells houses and smashes it out of the park. And then you've got Brennan, who shows a ridiculous amount of courage, he's just got on a plane 2 weeks ago back to Thailand with no one, nothing, no mates out there. He said, I'll make mates, I'll just talk to people. And he does. He walks into a hotel, or he walks into a hostel, or he walks into somewhere, and he just talks, he makes friends. He's just hired a motorbike, he's gone out there, and he's just travelled across to a different place 3 hours away, and he's been there for a week, made friends, gone on excursions and done things. And you're just like, you know what, maybe we taught them that it's okay to go and do shit like
100%. 100%.
So maybe we've done quite well, Chris.
No, I think in both our lives, hopefully our kids could look at that and go, oh, you can do what you like. I've never held my kids back. And it's down to parenting as well, because if you say to your kid, oh, no, that business won't work, just go and get a job in Sainsbury's, they're never going to push themselves. No. And I think we would always come from a position of, no, push yourselves. What your mind can conceive and believe, your mind can achieve. If you can see it in your mind's eye, it's doable, 100%.
I mean, I don't think on certain things it's not doable. I think we'd be deluded and fucking stupid if we thought that they would might hang a washout without being asked, or
dishwasher,
or put the dishwasher on instead of leaving their fucking plates under their fucking beds.
No, but but going to Thailand on their own, definitely doable.
But actually, that actually fucks me off a little bit, right? The fact that Cavan can get up for work every fucking day.
Yeah.
Harry and Sam can get in their cars and drive
a car.
Yeah. But they can't even pick up a plate or a bowl.
Yeah.
Or a fucking pint of juice and empty it, scrape it off and put it in a fucking dishwasher. I mean, do they even know where the dishwasher is?
Well, I can actually literally show you. I'll show you. I don't know how I'd show you the rest of the last message from Harry was, can you put the dishwasher on before you go to bed, please? Kiss.
Yes, what did you write? Do it your fucking self.
I was already in bed, so it didn't happen. But he'd put something in there that he needed for work the next day. And it was like, when you put it in there and you saw that it was full, why didn't you put a tablet in and press it? I don't really know how it works. But you know how to drive a car?
Yeah. No, because he wanted to drive a car. Because he wanted to drive a car. He doesn't need to learn how to put the dishwasher on.
Because there's some people that does
it. So like Brennan, the other week, he needed to pack to go away because he was getting on a plane the very next day. We'd been saying to him for weeks, if you got your shit together, make sure you found your passport, got your toiletries, da-da-da. Honestly, the day that we were leaving, we were taking him to the airport, he was like, Mum, can you go to Tesco's and get me some toiletries? I haven't got a toiletry bag. I can't actually find my bag. I haven't seen my passport for a while. And I'm like, how are you gonna travel around Thailand? Like, and he does it. But how? Like, even when he put his bag, I put his bag on the belt, and he had a rucksack and a bag. The bag went off on the belt. 10 seconds later, he went, "Where's my bag?" And I went, "It's on the belt. You know I put it on the belt. You watched me put it on the belt. It had a tag on it. It's gone. It's on the plane." And I'm like, "How did you?" I said, "I worry about you." Yeah. He's like, "You don't need to worry about me." And clearly I don't. He just gets on with it.
Yeah.
But if you don't know where your passport is 10 minutes before you're leaving the house to get on a plane to spend a year travelling around Thailand and working in a fucking school teaching children. Yeah. Unbelievable. What courage.
Yeah, what courage. The word on the 8 set of men for the episode C, we're locking it in. Courage is something that we both have a strong connection with, apparently, and now we definitely do because it's part of our A to Z of men.
Forever.
Episode C, locked in for season 5, and the word courage. Right, let's play the numbers game. We've both already texted Joe our numbers for today, and if you haven't heard this before, it's quite straightforward. I've got a number in my head.
I've got a number in my head.
And I have to guess his number, he has to guess my number, and we do it on a higher and lower type scenario.
We do. And at the moment, it's... You're losing.
You're winning, yeah. Right, my turn to go first. I'm going for the number 41.
I am going to say higher.
Right, okay.
I am going to go for the number 70.
Lower than 70.
Hey.
Higher than 41. I'm going to go 67.
I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say... So, hang on. I said 70. I'm going to say 40.
Lower than 40.
Lower than 40. I'm locked in. I'm locked in, baby.
I'm nearer. I'm 33.
I don't care. I'm locked in.
I'm going to go for 88.
I'm going to say it's lower than 88.
Right.
I am going to say 22.
Higher than 22.
Oh, between 22 and 40, baby. Woo!
Did he say higher?
No, I can't tell you.
Oh, no, I said I was within 33, so you must have said higher than 67. I'm going to go for, I've said 88 and you said lower. So I'm going to go for 75.
Higher than 75. I'm going to go for 33.
Yes.
Well, that's the number.
That's the number. How did you get that?
I don't know.
What were you in between?
I was in between 40 and 22. So I just said 33, which is in the middle of those.
Yeah. Because
I was just narrowing.
I said 33 twice because I kept saying 67, I'm 33 away. So I said 33 about 3 different times and I kept thinking...
Maybe.
Yeah, I kept thinking, stop saying 33 is the correct answer. It was 33, wasn't it? Yeah. 3 was the correct answer.
3-0 to Scott.
Jesus.
Guess mine?
I would say it was between 75 and 67.
No, 75 and 80.
80. So I'll go for 82.
No, 79. My birth year.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that. Actually, I would have done if I'd thought of that. 8 set of men back next week for the episode D, which will be for dog shit.
Or dickwad.
Or dogging.
Could be dogging. You know a lot about dogging, Chris, don't you?
With their mum, yeah. So I hope they haven't got me dogging. I don't know anything about dogging.
You told me loads. You said that you're part of a dogging brigade, didn't you?
No, Battersea Dog's House I give to their charity. It's not really. I don't class it as
I thought you said dogging
I don't
brigade.
go dogging. No.
It's a dogging brigade.
We're going to do D. What do you reckon? Dicks? No, they're not going to go with
dicks. They're not going to say with dicks, I think.
I think that's... Talk about your dicks.
Yeah, because they know that's what we use with their mums, so they're not gonna go with that, are they?
I would say it will be.
No, they're gonna say, "Don't talk about your dick."
It'll be something to do. It'll be like dangerous, danger.
Do's and don'ts. It's gonna be
Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts.
That's nice. I like that.
Do's and don'ts.
As advice to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
do's and don'ts.
Do the dishwasher. Don't argue.
Don't speed, Harry.
Yeah. Just Harry on that one.
Yeah.
It's the 8 Set of Men. We're back next week for the episode D, and we'll find out together what that's going to be, and we'll catch you on Thursday for our bonus episode.
Tenor beating.